NSC, an introduction. NSC stands for National Savings Certificate. It is an assured return scheme by the Government of India. NSCs are bought for a specific value. Interest on NSC is compounded half yearly and returned along with the principal amount on maturity. They have low liquidity. Premature withdrawals can be done only under specific circumstances, such as the death of the holder, forfeiture by the nominee, or under the court's order. There are two types of NSCs, NSC 8 issue and the NSC 9 issue. The following conversation took place between our team and Ramesh, an auto driver, while getting back to campus from railway station after the Puja vacation.
Ramesh, why should one invest in NSE?
NSE offers a good interest rate and the benefit of income tax rebate under the Section 80C of the Income Tax Act.
What is the rate of interest?
NSE 8 offers the annual rate of interest of 8.60%, while NSE 9 offers an annual interest rate of 8.90%.
What is meant by interest compounded half yearly?
It means that half-year interest will be added to your principal amount and will be considered as the amount for interest calculation in the subsequent half years. That is, after 6 months each, the interest so calculated will be considered as principal amount for interest calculation in the subsequent 6 months.
Is there any minimum or maximum limit?
NSEs have a minimum limit of Rs 100 and additional investment can be made in multiples of 100 rupees.
What is the maturity period?
The NSEs have a maturity period of 10 years.
What if it is encashed before the maturity period?
If the NSE is encashed within a year of issue, then only the face value is given. Between 1 to 3 years, simple interest on the face value at the rate applicable from time to time will be paid. The difference between the accrued interest and the simple interest is the discount rate, which is specified by the government from time to time.
What are the tax benefits one can get?
Tax benefits on NSEs are available on amounts invested in NSE under the Section 88. Exemption can be claimed under Section 80L for interest accrued on the NSE. Interest accrued for any year can be treated as fresh investment in NSE for that year, and tax benefits can be claimed under Section 88.
What are the modes of operation?
The modes of operation under NSEs are single, joint, and minor with parent or guardian.
How can NSEs be purchased?
An NSE can be purchased by an individual, including body corporate, by applying to the post office through a representative or an agent. Payment can be made through cash, check or demand draft, or by raising a debit in the savings account held by the purchaser in the post office.
Is there any provision for loan against NSEs?
Loan against NSE can be availed against the certificates by pledging it to the bank. The bank will have the NSE assigned in its favor and advance a percentage of up to 75% of the face value, that is, the principal value of the certificate, plus the amount of accrued interest till the date of taking the loan.
How can one encash NSEs?
NSEs are encashable only at the issuing post office. If the certificate is presented for encashment at any other post office, the paying post office will insist on the identity slip issued to the holder at the time of purchase, which should be provided.
How can NSEs be transferred?
A certificate may be transferred from one person to another on consent in writing of an application to the officer of the post office.
What if an NSE certificate is lost?
In case of loss of certificate arising out of theft, mutilation or defacement, a duplicate certificate is issued to the holder by the issuing post office. If the application is made to any other post office other than the issuing post office, the post office will forward the application to the originating post office. The application will contain the following details: certificate number, amount, date of purchase, maturity, and circumstances resulting in the loss of the certificate. In such a case, the identity slip comes handy for a duplicate certificate. Upon satisfactory verification, the post office will issue a duplicate certificate. The holder will have to furnish an indemnity bond, declaration, or a bank verification on demand by the post office as a fulfillment condition for the issue of a duplicate certificate.
Is there any nomination facilities available?
Holder of a certificate, by filling in necessary particulars, may nominate any person who, in the event of the death of the holder, shall become entitled to the certificate and to the payment of the amount due thereon. If nomination is not made at the time of purchase, it may be made by the single holder, the joint holders, or the surviving joint holder, as the case may be, at any time after the purchase of the certificate, but before maturity, by means of an application to the postmaster of the office at which the certificate stands registered. Only one nominee is allowed for a certificate which is below Rs 500. Nomination facility is not allowed for or on behalf of a minor. The clause that the money arising out of the maturity proceeds may be paid to the nominee mentioned in the certificate in the event of the death of a single or joint holder of surviving joint holder has to be incorporated at the time of purchasing the certificate.
How to change or cancel a nomination?
A nomination made by the holder can be changed or cancelled by submitting an application affixing a revenue stamp of Rupee 1 on every application made with the certificate to the postmaster of the post office at which the certificate was purchased. A separate application for registering a nomination or cancellation must be made for certificates purchased on different dates. The nomination or the cancellation of a nomination or the variation of a nomination shall be effective from the date with which it is registered in the post office, which shall be noted on the certificate. There is no fee for any nomination made for the first time. Thank you.